I always equate it to if you watch like a ballroom dance or like two partners dancing. This is where the concept of like, I think about push and pull. The beauty in their performance is in the fact that they change it up and they're doing it they're playing off of one another. So you can't always, if a dancer was always doing one type of thing to one tempo for, let's say, 2 minutes straight, 3 minutes straight, as the audience, you would get a little bored of what they're doing and not really understand what you're watching. But the fact that they change up the tempo and they do some push, they do some pull, they do some throwing up in the air, all of a sudden you become a more captive audience. By at the end of it, you're like, I'm pleased with what I just witnessed. Then you applaud because you kind of see the art of what they're doing in doing it together. Now, when you try to apply that to a conversation, you want to have a combination of push and pull, right? Yes, you need to push out a connection request and, not push out your offer, but push out the ability of desire to connect. And then you want to try to pull people in once they connect with you by maybe introducing yourself or asking them a question, right? Because you're curious about the other person. So you're pulling them in. So you push something out, you pull them in, and then you might, depending on the dance that happens, it might make sense to push something again and then maybe pull again and then push, and then pull. And then eventually after it kind of dies down, if you want to push and pull, you might share an article, something value driven to say, hey, I saw you, right? I'm going to push this out, but the goal is to pull you in. The art of being able to do that somewhat successfully is what allows people to feel like they get to know you through the subtleties in the similar way that you're like an audience is watching your performance. I feel like people don't think of a conversation like a dance and they're thinking of it more as a solo performance versus realizing that there's a partner that you're interacting with, right? This isn't a stage for you to dance and think that somebody's going to say, oh, I'm going to read all of this. Let me stand up and clap. It's thinking about it like a ballroom dance, and you're trying to dance with a partner here. So the audience, if somebody was watching this conversation, are they captivated by what's happening? And